And good evening, good day from wherever you're watching this video from. My name is Abigail Taiwo, and I'm going to be doing video today using OneNote as our tool of instruction. So for today, this video is primarily for online tutors, and of course, I don't believe it's only online tutors that use OneNote. I mean, busy professionals can also make use of OneNote. So yeah, virtual assistants, any busy professional, basically, any versatile professional can use OneNote, right? But for online tutors, how can you use OneNote and how does OneNote help your teaching journey? As you can see, this is the interface. Of course, that means I've already opened the notes and I use it regularly. But let's assume that you're just opening it. So if you open your OneNote, this is not the interface you will likely see because that means that I have quite a number of students. Okay, so basically let's look at some of the things we can do with OneNote. So yeah, let's even assume that you opened it on your laptop. You probably won't have all of this, but on the file, this allows you to see new. For new, that's if you want to create a new note. So let's assume that I'm just starting afresh and I want to create a new note for a new student, for a new learner, for a new, so you see, this is it. Now, there's something I would like to say. If you look at this section of my OneNote, you see that it's signed in. Now, why do I need to sign in, or why do you need to sign in your OneNote? It's because signing it into a Microsoft account allows you to sync your notes, okay? You will not only just be using a device. I mean, eventually you probably need to access your notes or something elsewhere. So that's the advantage. Think of it as your cloud, right? So that's the advantage of signing in. For me now, apart from my laptop, I can access my OneNote on my tab. I can access it on my desktop. I can access it on my husband's laptop. I can access it on my phone as well, anywhere. As long as I am able to sign into my Microsoft account, I will have access to all of my notes intact, all synced. As long as I'm able to sign in and as long as there is data, right? Those are the two conditions for me to be able to access it. Enough of that story. Let's continue. So I want to create a new notebook now. It's asking me for notebook name. I will use the name of my learner. Okay, I will use the name of my learner. So let's say Oluwalonimi. All right, so this is Oluwalonimi Benson. Yeah, some of you might have come across that story. I wrote, it's that name is just a name that I really like and use a lot in my character for some of the stories that I put out online. Anyways, that's not why we're here. So I will create a notebook. Yeah, now you can also see that I tagged it under OneDrive Personal. Why? I didn't put this place, I didn't put this PC rather. So the notebook has been created. So it's going to ask me, your notebook has been created. Would you like to share it with other people? What does this mean? It means that I have the opportunity to share this notebook with my learner, which allows us to collaborate real life, okay? Which allows us to collaborate real life. If I invite my learner now, it will generate a link that I can send to my learner. What's the interesting thing about this? I can give my learner full access. That means everything I can do on the notes, my learner can also do it. And I can decide to say, okay, just view only access. If I don't trust my learner enough to be able to undo, you know, computer. Because the beautiful thing about this is if your learner deletes anything from your notebook, sorry, that's the end of it. So you want to make sure that your learner can actually handle it before you give full access. So let's assume you want to collaborate. This is it now, just so that you see and know what it's about. Let me show you. So what I did was to click on invite. So this is it. You can see. Um, Anyone with the link can edit. Do I want that? Can I trust my learner? Am I sure my learner can, manage and do everything well? So if I am not sure, then what I would do is specific people, or I can come here and say, no, you know what? You can only view. You can't make changes. So the only thing I want you to be checking there is your assignment. All right. Now, the beautiful thing about this is even if you granted full access, that's can edit. You can set expiration dates when you want that learner to, up until the time you want the learner to be able to access it. In fact, you can even make it more security ban, which is setting a password. But the thing with this is you also have to make sure you remember that password. So that's that on this creating new note and applying. But since I'm not really interested in giving my learner access for now, because I don't know what type of learner Oluwalonimi Benson would be, you should be able to handle the computer well or not. So I can just cancel this. I'm not interested in sharing the link for now. So that's it. Now this is the new notes. This is the fresh notes. This is the interface you get to see after creating a new note. So right now we are going to explore all of these features. We're going to explore it. This is what you can expect to see if you're using OneNote application on your laptop. All right. Now, the first things first, you know that this file allows you to create a new note. We're not doing that. We just did that. And of course, you can export, but I'll come back to this after we've done one or two things. So this is new section 1. Now, I need to tell you that you can rename every section. When I started teaching online, of course, I knew I could rename, but as you know, as you grow, as you get, deeper in these things, as you keep exploring and investing in yourself, you keep getting wiser and all. So for me, then I will just keep adding new session after every class. You can see now Thursday 25th 1:38 a.m. So I like the fact that this one note for an online teacher is like your lesson note, is like your register, is like your record of work if you know how to use it well. So this is a section. A section contains several pages of book. So at this side, you can see this is a page, untitled page. The moment I write something here now, if I were to be, observing a new student now, what I would do is I would always use this first page as my objective corner. Now you would see that this untitled page has changed to objective corner. That's what I've named it. So this is where I would come and state my plans for the child after my assessment, or in fact I could say assessment, initial assessment, that's maybe what you would call the trial class. For the trial class, apart from showing your teaching style, you would also assess the child to know if there are learning gaps or whatever that you would need to fill. So initial assessment, from my assessment of Oluwalonimi Benson, she seems pretty much interested in math, she has learning gaps in some topics, and then this is where I now get to put my next step. Okay, so I can say, okay, I'm building a 6 week improvement plan on maybe maths or something, depending on, you get to decide that. So another time I can feel like, okay, this 6 weeks now, let's now do weekly targets. Remember, I've still not renamed this. So for me to rename it, I will just right click. Can you see rename? I can do objective corner. So in my objective corner, I have initial assessment. That's for the trial class. Initial assessment, let's say, okay, trial class. So this is where I'm meeting the child for the first time. I'm putting my best to ensure that, after the taster session, the trial class, I eventually back the deal, right? So after that has been done, here I can plan. I can say, okay, I want to plan trial session. Okay, why don't I just teach fractions? I can just quickly do one or two things and prepare. I can do it here. Now somebody will ask me, it's just a blank page. Can I not write? Of course you can write. So if you come to this format, can you see? Voila, it's like a note already now. So you can write on it, you can do anything. And if you want to write, how do you write? Draw. As you can see, there are different colors, beautiful colors. Pick a color and use. Okay, so let's say you want to prepare fractions. You're probably wondering why my handwriting is this lovely. Yes, naturally my handwriting is lovely. My laptop is a touchscreen laptop, so I can even use my hand to write. Okay, so you can see. only that if I use my hand to write, it's bigger. So what did I use to write previously? I used a writing pen, right? A graphics pen. That was what I used to write before. That's why it's small enough to occupy those space and still very beautiful. You can have a writing pen and your handwriting will still not be fine. Duh. That was on a lighter note. So now fractions, and then I have, look at this section for shapes. So I can do this, while I'm teaching. For line, put it there. So you see now, with this now I will teach fraction. I can even color it depending on what type of fraction, depending on what type of fraction I want to teach. Whether I'm doing unit fraction, or naming of fraction or introduction to fraction. I mean, this is ambiguous. I won't tell you what to teach. I'm just using this as example, as illustration. So you see, I've been able to do this without so much barrier, without even having much visuals, right? I've been able to create something. So that's that. Now, I was just trying to tell you how that you can have several pages under a section. So now the student has been bagged and I can now plan. I will just come here and click on objectives. Maybe I can do 4 weeks. I can now say I want to do 4 weeks, 4 week plan, or 6 weeks, or 12 weeks, depending on what the first part. So you can see the date and time changed. Can you see now? This is the first page. I have the second page. So you can feel free to explore. You can, type. If you don't have a writing tablet, you can type. Can you see? You can type. And let's say you are typing objective corner for Oluwalonimi Benson, right? So you see, week 1, blah 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 blah, week 2, blah blah blah, week 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, so when you do that, it allows you to plan your class ahead. It's not that you're just now structuring, oh, what do I want to do? Of course, as you're planning, so you consider the school of the child, the curriculum they use, the learning gaps that you've identified, if there are any, and what you've observed from your trial class to plan for the class. So you're not just coming into class unprepared. You have a place where you already have something in mind. And of course, your plan should not be rigid, because sometimes you plan for something and then the child comes, oh, we are not doing this, this is what we are doing. You should still be able to be flexible enough to factor that in. So this is now insert. This is for when you want to insert a file attachment, file printer. What's the difference between file attachment and printout? For attachment, look at this now. So you see, let's say I want to put this. This is file attachment. Remember, it's still going to come and ask me attach file, insert printout. But if I had clicked on file printout directly, the same thing, insert, it won't ask me question, it will just insert. That's the difference. File attachment, it will still ask you, do you want to attach the file, or do you want to insert the printout? So instead of that, me, I don't like stress, so I'll just click on file printout straight away. That one will attach once I insert it. So that's it. You can see now this is very colorful, right? For those of you that like visuals, very colorful, and you still put it there. Okay, then you can also put pictures. You can insert pictures, you can insert links, and so on. What about for this draw? I already told you what the draw is meant for. It allows you to pick colorful pens to write. So you can see now. Why? Yeah, let's assume you've even inserted this and you want to write your answers. Oh, how many tens, how many ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can put it there. So that's what these pens are. You can change the colors of the pens, right? Just so you make your work colorful. So then, of course, if you are not satisfied, you can see this one allows you to paint it. Even these pens, you can change the thickness, right? You can change the thickness of the pen. It allows you to do that. And of course, you'll be wondering what this other pen is meant for. It's a pen with A. What it does is, if you choose this pen, when you write, it converts whatever you write to text. Can you see? Can you see it now? See it, that's changed it to text. So for those of you that have bad handwriting and you still want to write, sorry I used bad handwriting, but that's what it is. So you can use this option. It will still help you. You write and it will still help you convert your work to text. You won't have to do the typing if that is an issue for you. So that's what this draw is about. And under this draw, you can get to format the background. You can change. Let's say you want it to be just grid lines, so you can see now you have it. So maybe you want to explain something, you can also use this. Can you see? If you're teaching early years, can you see? And of course grid lines too, can you see that? So you can change, just feel free to explore, right? You can see. Then of course you can also change the colors of the line. Can you see? Beautiful. Feel free to explore. Now, always create pages with rule lines. You can set it to default so that once you open a new page, the lines will be there. And you can also change the page colors. Can you see? Fantastic. So please feel free to explore. Feel free to explore. I like it no color like that, just because I like it. I like my thing. And you can also say, oh, I don't want any line. I want it blank. Whatever you want, feel free to explore that. Okay, and then I've showed you for shapes. You need basic shapes. You're teaching shapes. Don't mind me, I know shapes because I'm a mathematician, so I use this a whole lot. I use it a lot, right? So that's that on that. Then for this one, this is just automatic shapes. It refines hand drawn. So if you feel like, oh, I don't like this shape, I want to draw. So if I draw this now, and I can you see that's turned it to 0. It's just similar to this one here. Okay, so let's come back to this. We're not doing that. Then full page view, can you see the page is broader now? No icon or anything distracting me. I have a fuller page. I can take it back, right? Okay, great. So then for history, so I said something at the beginning about when you share and your student deletes something. Yes, so does that mean you can't retrieve? You still can, but you can see you can retrieve since yesterday, last 7 days. You can see recent edits that your students have made. You can sometimes retrieve if it's not a very bad damage. Okay, you can do that. Then look at this. This is review spelling, errors, check accessibility, translate language. You can also password this note. Yes, you can. This particular section you can, and then you can link the note as well. Okay, then for view, this part I really love. This part, me, I like this vertical dock, I mean horizontal dock. I like it, the tabs layout. I like it as it's horizontal like this, you can see, and then this is vertical. I can see all my learners here. So if I do dock to desktop, can you see what has happened? Can you see what has happened now? I'm taking it back. All right, so then of course similar to full page view too. Then tabs layout, you can change it. You can change the tabs layout here. For me, I prefer the horizontal, but if I put it on vertical, can you see what will happen? See, it has changed. The pages are on this side and all the notes, I can see them at a glance. Please feel free to choose whichever one works for you, but for me, I prefer it horizontal. That way I can see it clearly, no distraction, no nothing, and I still have my pages here. They are here anytime, any day. Then yeah, so basically immersive reader too. If this was a PDF file with just text, if I click on immersive reader, it will read text. Okay, let me see. I think I should be able to just let me pick one of this. Okay, oh, I had already clicked on the immersive reader. It was going to read, so I'll use it for this. Okay, so this is another um student entirely. So I'm clicking on immersive reader now. Can you see what immersive reader does? It's going to read all the text it can see.
The river reading comprehension read through the passage carefully and answer the questions at the end of each part.
This even makes your learner, your learner is like, oh my
Wilbur,
God,
and Zania are chilling at the river.
All right, thank you. So that's what immersive reader can do. The beautiful thing for English teachers, right? This is even fantastic because it groups your words. So let's say you're on a spelling improvement plan for some learners, you can use immersive reader. It identifies the noun, the verb. Can you do some settings on it? Why not? You can change the voice settings. You want a female voice, you want a male voice, you want it to read faster, you want it to read slow, you want it to be slower. You can adjust it here on the voice, right? And aside that, another thing you can do, so you can see there are visuals said showing description of different instances of saying things. Okay, that's another one. Another thing you can do is the text preferences, right? You can increase this font size, the text size. You can also reduce it. You can also change, can you see, you can change the fonts if you don't like those fonts. Also, you can change the themes. Can you see, can you see colorful? So it all depends on you and what you want. Okay, so feel free to explore that as well. Then there's also the grammar options. You see, it shows noun, verb, adjective, adverbs, and it's showing the label. If you don't want it to show the label, you can remove it. If you also don't want it to put it in syllables, can you see it has changed it? Feel free to explore this. Thank you. Then the reading preference, can you see now? Line focus, show 3 lines. If you want line focus, can you see? Can you see that? Then of course you can choose the language you want: English United Kingdom, English Australia, depending on your learner. By word, by document. See, you can allow it to translate by document. Can you see now? This is translating by document. Okay, then read aloud for word accuracy, speed, and pronunciation practice. You can also adjust this. So with this, there are a lot of things you can do and achieve with this immersive reader. So feel free to explore it. Are you going to explore it? Let me know in the comment section. Haha. All right, so let me go back to my Oluwalonimi Benson. Okay. All right, awesome. So this is it. Now, supposing you're teaching several subjects, not several, I mean, maybe like 3 subjects: math, English, and sciences. You can now have another section, new section 1. You can create it maths, mathematics. Then you're done. You create another one, English or Ella, English language, English, and then you create sciences, science, right? Then have an assessment page too. Assessment where you assess your learner, okay? Where you assess your learner's progress per every month. You can make it monthly. That'll be very fine. And as you can see, you can create several sub pages under a section. Now, let's assume that you have taught and you want to share what you have taught. Maybe for instance, you want this child to do this, and you don't want to share the notes, as in you don't want to share the link to the notes. Yes, it's still possible. What you just need to do is you right click. Can you see? Can you see? When you right click, okay, sorry, not you're coming here, sorry. You right click, and then can you see export? So it's going to ask you, do you want to export the selected pages? Is it the current section or the current notebook? Of course, there are now like 4 to 5 sections there. So current section, but not just even current section. I want only selected pages. That means only this second page. The first page is objective for, I don't want her bothered with that. So I will choose selected pages. Then save as type. I won't choose OneNote section. I will save it as PDF. So when I save it as PDF, it is easier for my learner or the parent to be able to open this document and print if they need to print. So I will now save. You can see this folder, because I love folders a lot. You see, automatically it has gone to assignment folder because it knows that once I export OneNote like that, I want to send it as an assignment. So um um maybe today's class, I'll just say Oluwalonimi, Oluwalonimi, um Oluwalonimi, Oluwalonimi math assignments, right? And then I'll save. Voila, I've exported it. So I will go back to that. Can you see? Fantastic. So I will go back to that place and copy it and go to WhatsApp and send. And that's on it. I don't want this screen recording to be too long, even though it's already long, but you will bear with me and watch like that. So What else have I not talked about? The page color. I think I've talked about the page color. All right, so that's basically it for OneNote. The rest you can explore to discover more features, but that's basically it. You can collaborate, like I said. Your learner can do assignments. So when I say collaborate, this is one of the things that I mean. Let me show you from one of my learner that you know um that I collaborate with very well. Okay, so you see now this particular learner, can you see? He did this. Anytime you see something like this, it means the learner, so he has access to the notes, as you can see. Oh, okay, I must have chosen that other one with let me choose it. So you can see, once you see this BS, that's the name of the learner, so it means it's a guest contribution. Aha, so you can see that's the name, right? So you can collaborate. You can give assignment, they will do it, and then they submit. They don't even need to submit, you will see it right here. You can mark it right here and there. So this is OneNote. There's no much big deal about OneNote. It's very easy to use. Just follow all the prompts. The beautiful thing is, as you're watching this video, practice alongside. That's how you get to make the most of it. As you're watching it, practice. As you're watching it, practice. All right. So um you can choose more, you can add more pens. That's what this place is meant for. Okay, and then you can also customize what and what you want to show and what you don't want to show. So thank you very much for joining this OneNote section. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now. All right, bye bye. I had planned to come and use this before. You can see this is another learner. When we started, you can see, so objective corner, and then they have math section, they have LR section, they've got science section, and then they have monthly assessments where we get to assess what they learn every month, right? So it's been an amazing journey with them, and it's been really very wonderful. So I will see you all in my next video.